Pilots, arm your quads.
That way!
Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is the Skip and Carter Show. I'm Skip, and over there's Carter.
What's up, guys?
It's hard to see him. He's working hard right now. We are doing the Black Friday, and we have orders just coming in. So how's it going, guys, in the chat? We have a little bit to talk about. I think Evan's got more to talk about than we do. And I don't want to give any spoilers away until Evan gets here. He's gone to get lunch right now. But we can talk about some stuff. I have a lot of work to do myself. We missed last Friday because it was just crazy on coming up with ideas for today. And they've come out with quite a bit of stuff. And some of you guys know already that they have the 10% cards that you buy for 10%, and you get 10% on any gift card that you get. So, but no, we got a bunch of orders coming in, and me and Carter are just dishing them out. I'm working on Whoops right now, and Carter is working on Pit Stop. So
this camera's not working.
We actually got a pit stop in, and he said that it just needed to be bound to the radio. That's all it needed to be done. And come to find out that everything, just about everything is messed up on it. And it looked like he put in good effort on trying to make his first build, but it's one of those things to where if you don't really know what to look for when you're doing your first build, you could easily mistaken a good job with actually doing a bad job. Would you say that's right, Carter?
Yeah, I can see that pretty easy.
Because the like the lead joints is one of the major things. It looked like on the lead joints that they were soldered pretty. They looked nice, but you could actually move the wire up and down on the lead and the flight controller or the ESC. You could move the lead up and down, and you could see the capacitor moving with the lead and the board not moving at all.
Pull it off, yeah.
Yeah, he could literally just pull it off. So we call that a cold solder. So whenever you get cold solder, it's not actually joining to the pad itself. When you solder onto the pad, what I usually do is I put a little bit of solder on the tip of my soldering gun or soldering iron, and I just move it back and forth like this and make it flat with the pad, make the tip flat with the pad until it actually joins to the pad. And when it coheres to the pad, I start adding a whole lot more solder. So yeah, it can be very very deceptive on what a good solder joint actually is. So that's one thing, if you are learning to build, you want to look out for is not how pretty it is, but if it's actually cohering to the pad itself.
His camera does not work.
His camera don't work at all?
I've tested it 2 different ways and put a new camera on it, and the new camera works.
Check the connection just to make sure he's got it pinned out right.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did? It just doesn't work at all? Well,
Great.
I guess we will add that also. I did already try to contact him and tell him, hey, you got some issues, to give me a call back. So hopefully,
Well, I'll put it aside then, because he needs a new camera.
Well, hopefully he'll give me a call back. But I think a camera needs to be done anyways. That other one was way too big for the frame.
Yeah, it is. It's way too big.
I'd just continue on with it, Carter.
Well, let me write it.
Okay. So if you guys are joining chat, welcome to the chat. You feel welcome to ask any questions in the chat below. I'm glad you guys have joined us on 533 Friday, which is Black Friday. And has anybody have any Black Friday deals they want to share that they found that was too good to pass up? Because I'm looking for I want a wall charger. I don't know if you guys have seen the DJI 65 amp chargers, but it's got a cord that already comes out of the DJI, and it's
65 amp
or 65 watt.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, it's a 65 watt, or is it 65 amps or watts? It's watts, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, 65 watt charger, but it's a super fast charger, and I want one that does dual 65. I don't want to plug one in and it may make the other one less. I want them both to be 65. So if anybody knows where to get a charger like that, let me know. I've seen a couple ones on Amazon that says GAN, and I just have no clue about them. I've tried to do research on them and stuff. There ain't much out about them at all. But no, any Black Friday deals that anybody has right now, that'd be great to see. I have not seen anybody respond in the chat yet, but be sure to share those. You know, I seen one the other day. It was a Tiny Hawk freestyle kit, the whole thing, but it come from China, so you'd have to get it off AliExpress, and it was like $150 for the goggles, the remote, the drone, and the batteries and everything. And it's just a full ready to fly kit, which I thought was pretty good deal, considering they were like, I think they were like $300 not too long ago. About the first of the year, they were about $300, and that's the Tiny Hawk Freestyle 3. So yeah, let me see here. I'm going to share our link here to a couple of places. That way we can get some more people in chat. There we go. But yeah, so on the gift cards, I want to just go ahead and say you can only get one gift card and use one gift card. You can't use a gift card to buy another gift card. We've had people doing that, and I don't know if they're just trying to troll us or what, but you can't just keep buying gift cards and using them on other gift cards. That is not a hack in the system that you want to take, because they've been banning people that's been doing that. So don't just like try to joke around and see if it works or whatever, because it's not a good idea. They've actually been refunding people and telling them, you know, that since you tried to do that, we're not going to do any cards. But you know, and I'm pretty sure they still gave them the original card amount, but they wouldn't allow them to double it up, or you can't buy $100 and get $10 and then buy another one. Yeah, I'm just saying, we've had that happen. Don't do that. It's not smart. We've been catching it, and that can potentially get somebody banned, and I don't want that to happen. Just because somebody was trying something out, you know. But let's see here. I am going to build 3 whoops as fast as I possibly can, and that means that I am going to make HD0 whoops, and you're going to see me over here just going as fast as I can, knocking them out. If you want to watch my hands and how fast I'm moving my hands here, but I have to get a bunch of whoops out. What's up, Bagzilla? Nice to see you in the chat. So what I do is I get all my parts and I set them out and put them together, kind of like that. So I need 3 whoops. It's going to be 4 motors per whoop. I need 1 more motor. I'll be right back real quick. We'll go get a motor. Timer starts now. How fast can I build 3 whoops? Is that what you're saying? Well, I definitely have to get them out. And what I do is I just normally take everything out. I know China Hobby Line Batteries says buy one get one free for a lot of types of batteries. So China Hobby Line for Black Friday is doing buy one get one free. That's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that. Has anybody else bought any? I know we have a bunch of deals coming up, or we have a bunch of deals out. I haven't even looked on the site because I've been so busy getting stuff done. And we got something really cool coming out. I think Evan's going to show off here soon. Yeah, getting everything out of the boxes takes more time than you can possibly think of. That slows you down faster than anything. So I just try to do it as quick as I can. What slows you down, Carter?
In general?
In general.
Probably, yeah, opening stuff, pre-soldering receivers.
LEDs.
Yeah, LEDs and actually making motors MR30s.
Yeah.
That adds a lot of time.
Yeah, LEDs is one thing. We like to make sure our wires are nice and tucked and put in the right spot. So LEDs is another thing. I know the other day when I was building whoops, my peak screws, which are these little tiny plastic screws that are very expensive. I don't know if you can see that, but this little tiny screw right here, we got the wrong size. They were just a tiny bit too big. And I had to take and measure each one of those screws and cut them just right. What's up, Z King? Nice to see you in the chat. You got any Black Friday deals yet? I know Z King got a new bamboo printer and he's really loving it. That's a good. I wonder if Bamboo's got any Black Friday deals. I bet you they do. What do you think, Carter?
I saw that they did, but what I noticed was that their A1 Mini was 200, like beforehand.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, nowhere on their website it said it was still 200, but was 300. Like they were doing.
Really?
Yeah, but they might have actually been including like rolls of filament though.
Oh, okay.
But it's still the same price. But I guess they added $100 worth of stuff with it to say it was 300.
Oh, okay.
You know
See, a lot of companies do that. They say it was this,
Yeah.
and it was actually something else, or they will say that they're doing a deal and they actually jacked up the price beforehand. What's my number one 3D printed part for FPV? Camera mounts. You got to have a camera mount with every drone, and a lot of them are the same for the light switch and the ultra, and the ludicrous. I would say camera mounts is my number one thing. Oh, the upgraded lens, HD0 lens, we put those in a lot of things. What do you think, Carter? What's the number one thing that you print the most?
Antenna mounts.
Antenna mounts.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the number one
Antenna and camera mounts.
thing that you print like different for each one, right?
Antenna mounts, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same thing with camera. They're all different for.
Yeah, well, some of them, but with the Ultra and the light switch V2.
Those actually all share the same camera mount.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
most part.
That's what I was saying. The most that we print of all the same thing is probably camera mounts. Which we've got some new prints coming up, I believe. Trying some new prints out. I think we've got a battery strap that's in prototype phase that Armando came up with that I can talk about. Yeah. So if we've had when we had Prospect series going, like when it started, we had tons of Prospects, and the lens locker that we came up with, that was one of the number one printed mounts, and a lot of people buy them because they're only like 50 cents or something like that. So a lot of people just go ahead and buy them instead of printing them themselves. That way they get the right height and everything. Because I think each printer kind of like does something a little bit different. So you can get one printed out from one printer and get a different height than another printer, I believe. And even if you have all the settings right. So I guess printers kind of like differ on how their tolerances are kept. And they're pretty close, but you know, we have heard that some of the lens lockers weren't quite tall enough on some of the prints, so that's a thing. So I'll let you guys get a peek of what I'm doing. I'm taking all the motors and we're cutting the wires to fit on all these, and then I'm spreading them out and getting ready to pre-solder all these wires. So I have a measurement that I use on all of our builds, all of our whoop builds, and I know exactly how much wire I need to where I can save weight, and I don't have to use have too much hanging off, and not too less also. And that's very important. All right, come back up top here. Are you guys building the orders? DRS FPV said, are you guys building the orders? I ordered the 15.9 65 millimeter race whoop the other day. Yeah, we are actually building the race whoops right. I'm actually building the race whoops right now. So I don't know if I'm building yours, but I am building race whoops for sure. And I would say yours is coming up very soon because I like to get them knocked out. And Evan just asked me if I was building a couple guys, and I'm like, let me look right now. And he said, we need to get those out. So I am shoveling out 3 whoops right now, and I just put out 3 whoops. So if I get these 3 out, that would be 6 whoops today. So the HD0 AIO5 comes with a battery plug wire
You have
that's already preset.
Do you have any countersunk shorter than that?
I don't think I have any shorter. Here's the shortest right here. They might be a little bit shorter. So on the AIO5 and the Happy model, they both come pre-cut. Like I don't want to cut any more off than they already have. What I will do though is on the HD0 AIO5, they've put hot glue inside, and they've put more shrink wrap than that's needed. So I will take the little end here, this little nipple on the end, and I'll cut it off. And when you look inside, it's got hot glue, and I'll take that off. And all you really need is a piece of shrink wrap around the plug itself and the wires.
What's up? We have bearings have been delivered. Have we told the stream about the spin sticks?
No, I have not.
Oh. I'm gassed.
I told them that we are waiting on you to come out with some new stuff.
Well, these are the bearings. Overnighted. We might as well talk about them on stream because we paid. How much we paid for shipping alone?
It was $138 altogether.
And this is the box. So let's see if it
So
works.
it's like $100 shipping.
Didn't you print it? Didn't you print Ethan's version?
Yeah.
Go grab it.
Don't mess with
I'm not going to touch anything.
You see this?
What's this?
The Lucid won't fit in the way.
I know, I've heard. Unless we, that's why we're going to mount it from the top plate. We're going to use the Ultra, we're going to use the Lucid, or the Ludicrous top plates that have the mounting from the top. Mm-hmm. You go through HD0 into the flight controller, and the flight controller mounts to the ESC. So it just comes in from the top instead of the bottom. And it should work.
Interesting.
I think it'd be good. But yeah, I know it doesn't mount like that. Alright. What's up, Bagzilla? So, we've got an idea. We have got an idea.
Can I pre-solder these real quick?
Yeah.
We can just move them out of the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where's the testing radio?
Oh, right here on the board.
Okay. So, let's see if people can guess, actually. Why would we pay $130 to deliver bearings that look like this? Oh, I just dropped it.
Oh, those do look wild.
These are big bearings. I think they have a 6mm inner diameter, 10mm outer diameter. Can anybody guess why we would buy bearings like this and we would want them so badly? I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Because I don't think you'd be able to guess. What's up, Joshua Gibson?
Oh, crap. Oh my god, this fell apart on me.
Do we have pliers?
There we go.
Oh, it presses in here really nice.
That's good.
Oh, somebody heard Bagzilla's heard something about it. Oh no, he heard me say it.
Yeah, he heard you saying something about it.
Is there supposed to be a screw that goes through? Oh wait. I'm intrigued.
Are we out of the body kits for Ludicrous?
Ultras? Oh,
You said the Ludicrous top plate.
we have top plates. Yes, I know there's a top plate somewhere. We can find it.
Okay, Evan, I have. Well, I got one more. Hang on.
Okay, so this just threads on here. What's a spin stick, they say? Steady Eddie says time sensitive must be a Christmas project. We could call it that.
Okay.
Alright. So, here's the idea. the idea is that when you have a normal stick, you're flying, right? As you move the stick around, everybody has the problem of their thumb slipping off the stick, right? They have to readjust, they have to put it back on. And the reason that happens, I think, is because if you put your thumb on a stick and you move it around, it's obviously changing position on the stick. But as you pull it around, it's like it's really changing position on the stick, and your finger is actually putting a twisting motion onto the stick end itself, but of course the stick's not twisting because it's secure. So I was talking with some of the guys at DRL, like Pavel and Chris M and them, and we were like, what if there was a stick end that, like, if it spins? So you'll see this stick end is free spinning. It literally, if I can get a good view of this, there's like version 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll see the top of this stick end is free spinning. There's a bearing on the inside of it, and so when your thumb is on it, and you're going around in circles like this, it's actually twisting. And you can, if you're a pincher, wherever you're looking, it's actually twisting, and you keep such good grip. It's crazy. Now, these we've been working through. There's like, how many revisions do we have here? Here's a revision. The problem is it's really hard to get a bearing. You need a really weird bearing to go over a stick, right? So it's like the stick end, your stick end's like M4, M5. So you need an outer or inner diameter that goes over that, and then you need to figure out a way to mount it, and it's really hard. So Skip came up with a couple ideas. This uses a motor bearing. It goes on top of the stick. But the issue is you can't get I like my sticks really low. So that's where version 3 has come in, and you can actually screw this all the way in with this special bearing that we paid $1 bajillion to get in, and it is sick. Dude, feel this. All right. Dude, this feels amazing. Skip, feel this. It feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually low?
Yeah. It's nice as low.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Now, it's yours. So let me see. Here's the version 2. Yours is really nice. For people who are okay with taller ones, this one's really cool. This is somewhere in the development phase. I wish this would focus. I probably can focus it close. Here we go. Here we go. So you'll see this one, the entire top spins, and there's a motor bearing. You can probably even see it on the outside there. There's a motor bearing on top of the stick. Only problem is if you like your stick short, you can't go any lower because the bearing would then be outside the stick end, right? So that's why we use these big bearings that can actually go over top of the stick. You screw it on, and then you can have a free spinning stick. And then I guess this is the way it looks. Here's 2 versions. You have this little guy, and then you have this little guy, and the bearing press fits in there. And then of course you screw this side on, put this on, sandwich it, and you have a spinning stick end. So we're gonna try and come up with 3 different stick ends. This one, of course, is sharp. We have the standard one, and yeah, I think this is money, dude. This is absolute beautiful. This one is definitely. I don't think it's ever been done before, but look at that. And the only thing is, like, you can take it off, but you can see the bearing in there, right? And then you just place it on there. And I guess the nice thing is you're never pulling on the stick. So we need to figure out maybe a way to keep it on there.
Yeah, you can fasten it really.
You think?
Yeah.
How would you do that, Skip?
I can fasten it right now.
How? Show me. How would you fasten it?
With a little bit of boop.
Uh-huh. So, but how? Where?
So the inner side.
You're gonna put the bearing. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, try it out. I think that is badass. Let's go. All right. We do need names for this though. So spin sticks is an idea. I think spin sticks is cool, but do you guys have any? Let's. I gotta go to AI for this. Give me a name for a stick end that is cooler than Jim. Okay. Give me a name for stick end that is cooler than What was spin sticks? Bagzilla. I like my stick ends 26 millimeters off base stick to the tip. I've noticed I'm real sensitive to that. Interesting. The Sticky 360, I like that. The Stick 360. Because 360 turning, yeah, I like it. So AI says the twirl blades, the vortex drifters, the flicker stickers,
The flicker stickers.
the arrow spinners, glide rods, nimbus whips, the twist towers.
Definitely not glide rod.
Glide rod. Oh my goodness. John, happy Thanksgiving. The cyclones. I like cyclones. Yeah, Radiomaster does have Sticky 360. That is true. Did you glue it on there?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tilt this up just a little bit.
Okay.
There you go.
How's it? Is it already glued? Already done?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Just give it a minute before you try pulling it off, though.
Yeah.
Wait and cure.
All right. Ooh. Let's, I want to try this one now. Where's those bearings go? Over there.
So you want me to make another one of these real quick?
Yeah. But I want to try a couple, because I'm going to try and make the MCK.
Oh, yeah, you got that one, too.
Yeah.
So you can try both of them at the same time, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Where is the bearing? What'd you do with them?
Don't lose them. I think they're over here. Right here.
Okay.
In this bag. There's 3 of 10. There's 7 of 10. That's weird. They put them in different bags. Okay.
Here you go. We put it together?
I want to try. Can you give me some glue? It's a little spinner.
This is where Evan. You got a dab will do you. So a very minute amount.
I think I just lost that bearing, so hopefully I didn't need that one. Oh, here it is. Okay. So just a tiny little. Where do you put it on?
So on the center there. Well, actually on the center of the bearing, you want to put on the metal. So put your bearing in there first.
Which one are you?
Does it press in there?
I'm sorry.
Are you doing it on this one?
This radio?
This one?
No, we're not using this radio.
Okay.
You're good.
Does it press in there?
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
you have to use pliers. To
Okay, that's good. Don't use too much plier first.
Won't hurt it.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
All right. So on the inside of that bearing on the metal, you just want to put a drop, like a little drop, and then go around it. Like use the tip of the thing to go around it.
Oh, okay.
Just a drop though.
Just a drop.
Hold it sideways.
Holding the sideways.
Yep.
Can you hold some light over here? I'm just I'm just joking. All right, I think that'll do. And there's a dab. I spun it around. The stick and roll, I like that too. All right, so we're just gonna let that puppy dry.
Yep.
I'm stoked on this. I think this is epic.
And move it every once in a while in a swivel just to make sure you didn't
Yeah.
stick anything together.
Does this stuff dry fast?
Yeah, it dries real fast.
Oh yeah. So the people on the stream, you guys have a little bit of extra request. If we were to, so we have a standard version, we have the MCK version, which is like the sharp flat top. If you guys had a stick-in request, if we were to make a third one for to announce for the product launch, what kind of stick-in do we need? A spinny skip stick? Is that are you gonna are you even gonna use these skip or no?
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna use the spinners?
No, I'm a thumber.
But you don't think this is good for thumbers?
I think it's
I don't. And I'm
I think
using it
it's
right
for
now.
a pincher.
For pincher.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm because Chris M, he's a thumber and he was telling me how he loves it.
Oh, really?
So that's why I mean, of course, it comes down to personal preference.
Carter's using the standard version right now, and he's a thumber,
I'm wanting to take it off the radio.
and he wants to take it off the radio.
Oh, it'd be cool if there was a way to lock it. You think?
You could, yeah.
How?
you would need a pin of some sort
That'd be cool.
with a groove in the side. It can be done. Definitely.
Rowdy Rotor says I need a sharper thumber.
That's why my video was so bad.
What?
Dad's plugged in upstairs.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. All right, let's go this guy all the way down. I'm so excited about these. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a while.
This is funny.
I would have to say though, if I were to move to pinch, I would definitely want to have one of those.
Oh yeah, you can get this thing down low, like real. It can go like all the way down. Oh, that's so sick. So let me see if I can demonstrate why I think this is cool. So, if I move my thumb, you see how it's twisting as I move it? Dad, check this out.
What?
We need your reaction. Hold these.
Oh, is this the twisty sticks?
This is the best ones yet.
That's cool.
Look at the little bearings that we have that they use.
Squirt some WD-40 in there. They're smooth.
So it uses these guys. So this goes on the. I wish we had one to open up for you, but it's 2 pieces, and then this goes on it, and then that press fits on it, and then but this slide. You can go all the way down too. On the other versions, you couldn't go all the way down because the bearing wouldn't go over.
Yeah.
But this you can go over the stick and go to whatever height you want.
Have you flown with them yet?
I've been flying with the version 2s and 3s, but not.
Make that gap in your elbow.
That's cool.
I think it's pretty good. Apparently Carter was flying.
Yeah.
And
I was like, why is my video so bad? Now unplugged and just
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't get this to, it doesn't seem like the receiver's set up on it or something.
Really?
Yeah. But here's already, it's bound and everything. And it says there's a UART there, but
Is it on
when I
ELS?
go into beta flight, it doesn't show, no, it's on Ghost. But it doesn't show the stick movement or anything, so I can't set up modes or arm or anything.
Let's see. Let's check it. We'll check it out.
Yeah, I was probably are you on race 8?
I'm on 1.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I don't know what channel that one's on. Anywho.
It might have got set up for LRS instead of.
Let's check it.
I've checked the beta flight and it says Ghost.
Okay.
Ghost receiver thing.
He's using HTX or let's see here, external RH. It's set to Ghost. Okay, yeah, we gotta figure that out. Okay, I'm gonna go take pictures of these. I think this is really cool.
Is it USB-C or micro?
There you go. Okay.
Just look.
Drift stick, somebody said. Yeah, so Carter is a thumber and I'm a thumber, and so far the verdict for Carter is he doesn't want them on. But I mean, I don't know. It all depends on. See, I don't know if I could do it with the skip stick because the skip stick is a smaller stick in. And oh yeah, I have a version 2 that's being tried out. Hey, how's it going, Tohaman? So I got a version 2 skip stick that we're trying out, and I have sent it to Charlito, and I'm gonna let some thumbers try it out before I make it official. But so the version 1, let me go and get a version 1 real quick. Okay, So the V1 skip stick is this one right here. And if you look, here's the difference between the two. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two. But, oh, I guess if I just put one on one side and one on the other side, it'd be a whole lot easier to tell the difference. But what I done was I made the angle a little bit less. So on the original skip stick, it's at a 45 degree because your stick, when it's pressed all the way, it's about a 45 degree. But what I wanted was something with a slightly wider base and more grip before you get to the full deflection. So what I noticed on the skip stick was if you compared them to a regular stick, they felt like a regular stick until you're at full deflection. And when you're at full deflection, you actually got more grip. But I wanted something to get more grip between full deflection so I came up with the SKIPSTICK V2, and I'm a thumber, so the idea behind it was somebody had Shirlito had me make a concaved stick to fit to your thumb, and we found out that's not optimal for a thumber because the movement of the controller itself, it just was not optimal. So if you look here, we have the original one right here, and you can see it's got it's smaller than this one here.
I just don't understand why.
And then you got more of an angle on the side here. This one has just a slightly less of an angle. It's actually 10 degrees less. So you got a 45 here and you got a 35 here. So when I'm actually filling the stick, I feel more grip before I get to full deflection. Here, I want you to feel
Let's
those.
see these puppies. The right's the V2. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It feels a little bit like a thumber. Well, it's good for a thumber. It's definitely not a pinch stick.
Yeah, it's also got grip on the bottom side if you wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
pinch it.
I think if I was a thumber, this would feel great.
Yeah.
100%. Definitely has more surface area on the thumb.
Do you see how the grip comes into effect before you get to full deflection?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That was the idea with it.
I like it. I like it.
So that is the V2, and what I've noticed is I had more control when I was doing the simulator. I had more control, and I actually had to turn my rates down a little bit, which is a good thing because I wasn't flicking as much than I was just controlling it through the curve. So I kind of think it's a little bit better. And we're all wanting to improve everything we can possibly can on every aspect. I've got to get back to building these drones up. So somebody said the timer's on, and we've been talking about these.
You've been doing loops?
Yeah, I gotta put out. I put out 3 already, so I'm gonna try to put out 3 more.
Nice.
So, any Black Friday specials you want to talk about?
I mean, I think people are crazy if they don't check it out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm actually have to go count to make sure there's not any more batteries we can put in stock.
But I think you should go through the site a little bit. Show them.
All right. So when we're soldering a AIO up, it's something you want to do really fast. You want to make sure you're not got the solder gun on it for a long time, because these little chips can heat up really quick and we don't want to overheat them. And I'll show you guys what I'm doing. So here's my AIO.
Stuck to the gate.
And I'm installing the motors right now. And the AIO5 has little slots, and we just lay that wire right directly into the slot and solder it in. Which I've pre-soldered all this.
I feel like I keep slightly overshooting using the stick.
Okay.
Just barely, because it feels like my thumb rolls at the end.
Okay. Interesting.
So would it be fair to say your thumb is rolling off the stick and you don't want it to?
No, not off of it. Just
Oh, okay.
like when I get all the way to the side,
Yeah,
like if I go all the way right,
yeah.
it'll slow. Like I'll just show you. It'll like slowly get there and then rotate like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm just actually used to feeling the edge of the stick.
See, that's why I made the skip sticks, because I don't like to feel the edge of the stick. Out of curiosity, what rated fly or binding fly drones do you guys sell? So, Nimbus, we sell quite a bit, wide variety. We have everything down from a whoop to a long range 7-inch and a prospect 7-inch. But we've got race whoops, and that's going to be your 65 mil, and we have those in different video systems. We have one in analog, and then we have another one in HD0, and then they are made very light and they're very powerful. So then we have our UDLs, which was actually they call them UWLs. They're 75 mil whoops. So what I'm building right now is this 65. And if you look right here, this one right here, this is a 65 mil. Right here. This one's HD0. And then this is a 75 mil. This is the UDL. And what's cool about the UDLs is they have LEDs on the sides of them, and they glow bright, which is one of the requirements of UDL, is having glowing LEDs. Let me see if I can find the battery real quick so you can see that. Alright, so we're actually using a new frame, and this is the Cockroach UDL frame by Newbie Drone, and there's our mount for the battery, and then there's the LEDs on it. Turn the light off, and They're really bright, and it's really cool to fly this one right here because it's a spec, and they all fly all the same. And when you fly these, it's kind of like Pro Spec. You can keep up with people and for a long period of time have somebody in your camera and follow them around and stuff like that. So it's one of my favorite races to fly. And so we've upgraded this one, which is another thing that we're coming out with. This has got a carbon frame on the bottom of it. You get the same weight, but this one is going to be more robust. And you got your battery mounted on the bottom here in this nice slide-in mount, just like that. There you go. You can see it a little bit easier. It just slides in, and then everything else is normal. You got a normal canopy on it and LEDs. So yeah, this is your next step up, and then you'll have a 3-inch, and your 3-inch will be a tiny trainer.
What's that?
Which I don't have one near me right now, but a 3-inch tiny trainer is another spec class. We call it the tiny trainer spec, and that spec class is really fun. It's Armando's favorite spec class. And then they have an HD version of tiny trainer, which is a 3.5 inch. And these are all ready to flies. You can buy every one of these as a ready to fly on our site. And then we go into the 5-inch drones. The 5-inch, you have switchback, the light switch, the ludicrous. All those are your 5-inch drones. And it all depends on what you want to do. We make like a switchback HD, so you can run HD cameras. We make a light switch HD, so you can run HD. The light switch HD is the new upgraded HD version. And so if it was me, I would be running the and I wanted to run HD, I would be running the light switch HD. Alright, now all I need is a camera on there. Which binding flies do you sell the most of? So the ones that we sell the most of is, believe it or not, it's our 65mm whoop. I feel like it is. The 65mm whoop or race whoop is really hard to beat, because what we done is I personally outreach to the community of the whoop guys, and I talked to a bunch of people, and I made this whoop like the perfect formula. And what I mean by that is we have a lifetime warranty frame. So if you break this frame, you can scan a QR code or something like that, or just contact Newbie Drone and get it replaced. And then what makes this over the top is this is the lightest HD0 build at, I think it's 18.6 grams. I think that's what it was. And then what also brings it over the top is the motors. The motors on these add 10 grams of thrust, and that's giving the minimum. Like I've seen everywhere to 15 grams of thrust more than our previous build. So you're getting what we feel like, or what I feel like is the most powerful motors on a whoop. And then our analog build, it's at 15.8 grams I believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
15.8 grams, which I'm pretty sure to say that 15.8 grams is the lightest 65 mil whoop that you can buy as a binding fly without cutting corners. And what that means is I don't cut the frame. We don't do anything shady to mess with the structure of the drone already, and everything on it is made to still be robust, but cutting as much way as we possibly can, and that's by knowing the exact motor wire length, knowing the exact solder that you need to put on it, knowing the exact camera wire that you need to use, which screws to use on it. We use what they call peak screws on it, which are it's a very expensive screw. We're talking about, it's almost $1 per screw, which a little piece of plastic like that, I don't see how they charge so much for it, but that's the screw right there. And a normal screw, which comes with the build too. So here is a normal screw, and it's a steel screw, and you can tell the size difference between the two. And what we do is, on every build, you get a baggie of screws with it. So if you happen to break one of these plastic screws off, you can put in a metal screw to replace it. Or if one just drops out or something like that, you can just put a metal screw in it to replace it. So the ones that we sell the most is going to be our whoops, because you're paying, like, I think it's $10 more than the cheapest whoops out there, and you're getting a premium built whoop. So that, and it's one of my favorites to fly around, because it really feels like a freestyle rig. You can take this thing and it moves around pretty nimble. You do power loops around people, you know. It's a really fun drone to fly. And I could go on forever about whoops.
Yeah, whoops are fun.
Yeah. Especially these.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to take in comparison, so when I started, which was like a year ago, when I started flying whoops, this is what we started with. This thing's like 20 grams. So, and then these motors, on the first whoop that I bought, like, you'd hit the ground and the motor bell would just drop out of it. So, you know, we've came a long ways, I think, within the year. And we've went from 20 gram whoops to 15 gram whoops, and a whole lot more power. It's, you know, I couldn't even, I don't know how much power it would be between these motors. I would say it's a crap load, because whenever you come out of a dive, or you're doing a corkscrew or whatever, these drop so much, and you got it full throttle just to keep it from hitting the ground. This one right here, you could do loops around a pole, or do power loops.
It's impressive if you can full throttle that one in here.
Yeah, it is impressive if you can full throttle this one in an enclosed spot and be comfortable with it. That's pretty impressive. You know, these right here, you can full throttle them all day. So, but yeah, I can go on forever about whoops, because I love them to death. I fly bigger drones more, and I'm a lot better with bigger drones. But as far as having fun, there's no other drone that you can take indoors, outdoors, around people, and just have as much fun as you can with a whoop. I got to get some cameras. How's it going, Red Sky? Nice to see you on the chat. The holes for the bottom of the motors are too small on the light AF frame. Oh, you're catching on to us, Red Sky. So, this is what we do. We have a drill bit, and it's a 964. So we take a 964 drill bit, and we take the light AF frame, and we just go in it like that. It doesn't hurt anything. It just barely drills out anything, and it makes just enough room for those motors. So Red Sky just made a good point right here. If you just try to copy our whoop, that's something you're going to need to know. There's a bunch of little things, you know. It's stuff like that. It's the little stuff you got to know when you want to copy one of our whoops, and that's one of them. So Red Sky has already figured out. He said, well, I stuck those motors on that frame and I couldn't get them to spin up. Yep, that's one of the little small things that we do, and that's what's cool about getting the drone from us. It's ready to go. All you got to do is bind it and it's ready to fly. Do you foresee guys ever selling a 75mm HD0 bind and fly whoops? Yes, we do have a 75mm HD0 bind and fly whoop right here. It's called the UWL or UDL, and it's really nice to fly. There's a lot of local races. There's a lot of people that race these, and the cool thing about these are it's just like a pro spec. It's a spec class. They're not super fast. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, from this to this is super fast. 65mm, this thing will zing. This one right here, it's slowed down. It's slowed down on purpose. And the reason why is because it's not how fast you can go, it's how much skill you have in handling and getting around the gates and everything like that. So imagine you got like IndyCar or F1 cars. These are F1 IndyCar. They just go super fast. You got to be the best of the best to stay up with the best. But these, if you go against the best, you have a slight advantage because they all have to go the same speed. And the slight advantage is your skill in handling is what matters. Guys, I'm going to yak my head off and not get these three done. I better. We had HD0 come in, didn't we?
Yep, it was right here. We got moved.
I got lucky. I found the eco cams right away.
Where the AIO5s at? Brand new ones?
Yeah.
Where did you just get one over there, Skip?
They are over there. They're right on this side of the box.
Yeah.
If anybody has any more questions, I'll be willing to answer any questions that you have. But yeah, I've got to get these done, guys. I know one of them is going to Kevin Turner. We can look up and see who I've got. Tom Veros, I've got one of his orders here. So I really want to get that one out. So, Red Sky, what all is in your whoop build? I'm just wondering. Are you using analog or are you using HD0?
Probably analog.
I am just curious. Yeah, what's another thing nice about... How long did you guys test those whoops? Because if you crash into that camera, it will crash. What is he saying now? How long do you guys test those whoops? Because if you crash into that camera, it will crash into the board, which will not make it last long. So I have seen Evan crash one so hard that the camera came off and it was flopping around on the camera, and it was actually mine, to be honest with you. It was this one, and this is the original HD0. I got this one from I got this from Carl. I got this board in AIO from Carl, and ever since the AIO has came out, we have been giving this one hell, and I don't know. I ain't had any problems with crashing the board or anything like that. I haven't had no problems at all. And I mean, my camera mount was flopping around and all kinds of stuff. We are using a different material, which is another thing. We use sorry, we use PP material. So, what does PP even stand for? Polyurethane, polypropylene? I have no clue. But the PP material is what I've been using. When will heads up 1960? Huh? What's that?
Polypropylene.
Polypropylene. That's what I thought. Something like that. But no, we had any troubles actually crashing the board or crashing the camera into the board and damaging the board. I have not had any of those problems. What I have done, what I have seen, is those HD0 boards are so tight into the whoops that they will make themselves wear themselves away, or they will force themselves out of the freaking back and front standoff. That's the only thing I have seen. And so I've seen the board completely come out sideways and had to force it back in to place. You know, besides that, I have not seen any damage to any chips or anything like that. When will the heads up 1960 kV replacement bells be back in stock? Well, I do know a little secret, and that is if we don't have them in stock and we have Champs in stock, they will both fit. The Champs bell will fit the heads up bell. So if you can't find those in stock and Champs are the Champs bell is in stock, then that's idea. When those will get back in stock, I'm not sure. I can ask Evan and see. I didn't know they were out of stock, to be honest with you, because that's not usually what I mess with is stock. Where is Evan? Have you seen Evan? Did you go upstairs?
I think he's talking to Nick.
Alright, we got, so I take it the HD0AO5s are pretty durable. Yeah, they're very durable. They get warm, they get hot really
get hot
easy.
even when you're flying them.
and it's nothing to worry about. I ain't had any just overheat and fall out of the air. Have you?
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen any
But you
just.
can see the temp go up as you're flying.
Yeah. So, I've had them like warn me and say that they're getting hot or whatever. But as far as one just falling out of the air because it's hot, I don't think that's a problem. But as far as durability, I think they're very durable. And one of the reasons is because that thing is thick. That is a thick board right there. Yeah, anytime, guys. Anytime you guys have any questions at all, I am here to answer them. Yeah, I'm actually trying to come up with a new whoop mount, and we're not putting them on Radiflies yet, but I just came up with one that you can adjust the mount, and if you're interested in that, you can email Five33 or find me on Facebook, and but I have a mount that's a variable mount, and it's got a socket ball, and the way that works is you put the mount in the socket like that, and then you adjust it on what angle you want it to be, and you take just a little dab of super glue and just a dot right there, and it's stuck. So what you can do is you put that on and fly it around and see how you want it, and then glue it. But
There's that. You just want to see it.
oh, here's a Tiny Trainer HD right here. And Carter is having me inspect it right now, so I'm going to look at every little detail that I can see. This is called a visual inspection. And I'm just looking at every little thing.
It needs an LED kit though, so it still can't go out.
Oh, okay. So you still got to add, but right now it looks fine. What about pushing the antenna out? Is it tight like that?
You can push it out, yeah.
Yeah. Just push it out a little bit.
Or it's like halfway. I'd probably do it like this.
There we go. Yeah, I think it looks better with it pushed out like that a little bit. Looks good. So that's our Tiny Trainer HD. Our HD model is made so you can hold HD units. And the HD units that it can hold is the
Freestyle V2.
Yeah, the Freestyle V2, HD0 Freestyle V2.
DJI 3 air units.
Yeah.
And Avatar.
And
Walksnail Avatar.
Yeah. So those three are optional. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite crafts. And the reason why is because you can fly it on 3S or 4S. So if you want something, just to go slow and cruise around, especially for a beginner, go slow and cruise around, you can fly it on 3S. And then once you get used to it, stick that sucker on 4S and it will rip. So it's actually one of my favorite drones. I actually freestyle mine sometimes, and have a lot of fun with the Tiny Trainer HD. Mine is in HD0. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. My Tiny Trainer is in it's actually in analog. Evan.
Yeah.
When will we get the heads-up motor bells back in stock?
I don't know, but the Champions Edition fit for the time being if they want that.
Okay, thank you.
And the same price.
Yep. Evan said the same thing as me. that the heads-up motor bells, he's not too sure when they'll be back in, but the Champions editions will fit. Carter, look at all this solder.
I would have had a lot too, but I keep cleaning it out frequently.
I didn't know it all collected down there like that. I accidentally had mine come apart. I'll just leave it there. See how much gets in there. Well, at least it holds it down, you know. My tip's got like a, for some reason it's got like a hook to it. I don't know why. I'm about ready due for a new tip. We got somebody said, Red Sky says I'm using Beta FPV Air 5 in a 1 inch. I mean in Air 5 in 1. AIO 5 in 1. Pitch cam with a PPC belt, 42 degree. Good Lord, 42 degree on a loop. That's pretty good.
That's fast on a wood.
Yeah,
fast,
that's real fast. Airframe cut to 2.3 grams. Oh, you cut the frame. And Tiny Whoop, 702, 36,000 kV. What does it weigh? I'm just wondering, what is your overall weight on your Whoop? Just out of curiosity, do you know? If it's not under 15 grams, we're going to have to talk about cutting that frame up like that. I know how you can actually make it a whole lot lighter, but I really like these motors that we're using now. And you'd have to change motors to something less powerful, but you could make it a whole lot lighter. 15.5-ish. So I've gotten one down to 15.3 with the Beta FPV 37,000 kV 0702s. And that was with the pinch cam, and that was with the airframe. But the cockroach frame is lighter, and I think the 10 grams of thrust is a must-have. It's a hard sell to take away 0.5 of a gram over 10 grams of thrust. So it's not, I don't think it's all about weight. I think it's all about power to weight ratio. Which Evan has got a series out on that. He is doing a Whoop series, and he's just doing it on his own. So he's not talking to us or asking us for any advice. I think he's wanted to come up with all of his own data. That way he's not made to think one way or another. So he's not biased. And I think it's really smart. I think he should form his own opinions with his own test and not be biased with the results of his crew, which he could easily do. I mean, he could just easily ask and say, hey, why did you go with this and that and this and that? And You know, I've tried out all types of motors. I've tried out Happy Model, Newbie Drone, all kinds. And I have my own reasons on why I think some of the motors that are out are not up to par for me. Is most of the is most of the 533 team flying HD0 at this point? Well, Carter does not fly HD0. Me and Brody fly HD0. Evan, he's back and forth, isn't he?
No, he mainly uses HD0.
Oh, does he? I thought he was using those Orca goggles sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's just older drones, really. Everything he uses now seems like HD0.
Okay. So you got Evan, HD0, Armando. I really ain't seen Armando race much here lately. But when he does, it is HD0. Armando's really busy. So yeah, I would say most people use HD0. You got really good latency. You have really good picture quality. I had an EcoCam on a 5-inch, and it was just one of my bulletproof builds. It was on my switchback, and it was actually my practice rig. And it was on a Switchback Zero. I had a budget build, which I bought a Foxeer budget stack from 533 when they had them, and then I stuck it on a Switchback Zero, and I had an EcoCam, and then I had the Velox V3 motors. So everything about that drone was budget. It had to be like, I would say the whole build was probably $200. And I knew it wasn't the greatest, I knew it wasn't the fastest, but I knew it would be really robust and trustworthy. And that's what I built it for, was to just take a big beating and keep on going. And it did for a long. It made it all the way to champs. And I tell you what, I probably could have kept on flying it at champs, but where I've had it so long, the actual bolts in it were rusted to the freaking to the dang nuts, to the press nuts inside. So I could not get off my broken arm to replace it because they was like rusted shut, and there was just no taking it apart. And I got it here at the shop and tried taking it apart, and I still couldn't take it apart. So I ended up just pulling the whole build off of it and putting it on my duck build. I have a rubber ducky, just like Kevin has a rubber ducky, and we both have a 533 duck build, and mine is on an open racer. I believe he's got one on an open racer too. And that is my new practice rig. And the cool thing about the duck is your camera angle never changes. Mine's at 50. It never changes. No matter what I do, I can bounce off everything. The duck is kind of aerodynamic, and I can bounce that thing off everything. I'm going to actually go get it, show you guys, because it's kind of funny. I'll be right back. All right, so here's my duck build right here. And it's an open racer with a duck pod on it. And this thing is made out of TPU. I've hollowed it out. So every bit of it's hollowed out. And the cool thing about this one is when it gets warm, this is a heat gun I have on it. Here, we'll turn this light off so you can see. It's orange right now. But if I take this heat gun and heat up the duck, it turns yellow. So I've got TPU on it that changes colors. And see, you got yellow and you got orange.
That's awesome. So we need the duck file with the Nano 90 upgraded lens for it.
So this one, I believe I've got the Nano 90 in this one. And
with the lens?
No. I've got the Eco. I've got the Eco Cam in this one. Yeah, that's right. So I took the Eco Cam bill and everything and I put it in this one. And you can just bounce this thing off anything. And it actually, you know, guys, this is not optimal for if you want something light to race. This is not light. So I think it weighs 300 and something grams as far as that goes. But in turn, the duck is actually aerodynamic. So it doesn't feel like 300 and something grams. It actually feels light. So this thing is actually a ripper, but it's my practice rig. The camera angle stays the same. I can bounce it off the grass. It's got plenty of flip to it, you know, to flip it back off the ground. So you know, you can beat this around and keep on going. So, but no, if you guys want a duck, I can put a file online for you guys to get, and we might make one. I might talk to Evan and see if we can make a open racer duck pod and make it to where you guys can either buy one or whatever. So there might be something we come out with. Might be an idea. If you guys are interested, we can probably do a duck. And you know what? I think Kevin would be up for a duck race. So Kevin Turner, if you had a duck and Kevin Turner seen it, he would be up for a duck race. You'll take an eagle. Black Ice FPV said he will take an eagle. Well, I don't know. I'm the one kind of designing the animal, and I don't know if I can do an eagle, to be honest with you, because you'd have to do a lot to make an eagle. Duck is kind of got the right shape to it, to where it worked out really well. Yes, you want the duck. Okay, we got one that wants the duck. Is anybody else interested in a duck file? Rowdy Rotor, I think, is wanting the duck file also. So I think we can get some people on board with the duck file. So we'll ask Evan Turner about getting the duck file put online to where you can just download it. Yeah, so we'll get him and we'll just see if we can get one, and also print one off if anybody wants one printed off. But no, me and Kevin Turner, that's Evan's dad, or Quad Doc is what his pilot name is. Me and Quad Doc, we like the ducks, and I made that one, and he wanted one also. So for Father's Day, I made Quad Doc a duck. So it was 533's present to Quad Doc for Father's Day, for being the father of 533. That was my justification behind it. Yeah, a duck race would sound awesome. Everybody have their ducks in a row and go out there and duke it out and see who gets ducked up. I could come up with some dad jokes for ducks for sure. So, you know, Quad Doc has been running ducks on his drones for a long time. So you don't want to be ducking around with him. He'll duck you up. What are you soldering? So I'm soldering this one right here. This is just a AIO5. I don't know if you mean what am I soldering right now. I'm soldering on an EcoCam onto the AIO5. So did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? I know I got stuffed for Thanksgiving. Got a bunch of turkey and dressing and stuff like that. And a lot of pies. I think we had like 6 different pies at my house. We had blueberry and cheesecake and just all kinds of stuff to eat. Yeah, you definitely have to have good eyes for soldering drone stuff. You gotta have patience too, because some of this stuff can get monotonous, and I actually like doing loops a lot, but I like all my solder work to look beautiful, and right now it's not looking so beautiful. I need a new tip for my soldering gun with my soldering iron. but I will work on it until I make it freaking beautiful. Which, you know, I can make it passable either way, but I like to go an extra step and just make it just about perfect, picture perfect. And I don't know if you guys know about taking pictures of soldering, but soldering can look perfect and under a camera it looked like crap. I don't know why solder's like that, but in person it can look like almost perfect. But as soon as you put it on a camera, it will look really weird. Have you noticed that, Carter?
Yeah. Up real close.
Yeah. It's like, it definitely does not look like that in person. There we go. The key to making pretty solder joints is just touching it really fast. Having a clean tip. And when you get ready to solder it on, be super fast with it. There we go. Alright, so that's all three boards soldered up. There we go. We got 3 whoops all soldered up. And that's how I do mine, guys, is I solder all 3, solder everything to them that can be soldered, and then I start putting them together. But I think that's where we're going to call the stream, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all your questions. I think Evan might get back on later for 533. I mean, for Black Friday, he might get on and stream later. But thank you guys for coming to check us out. We've had a good conversation. If anybody has any questions at all, or any suggestions, or any comments of anything, go ahead and put them below, even if you're watching this afterwards or listening to it like a podcast, like a lot of people's told me. If you guys have any questions at all, be sure to put them below. We will answer them next week. And or any suggestions. You know, we like new sticker suggestions. We like anything you guys want to see in the FPV world. We'd be willing to try it out and at least test it out for you and see how it goes. So, you know, put any, like, oh, we can show our new sticker off. I forgot about that.
Which one?
The Christmas sticker. We got a new Christmas sticker, and we got a funny sticker from this year's IO. So I'll show you those real quick. So here's our 2 new stickers. This one is the Christmas tree. It's got props, little miniature props on it. And it says Happy Holidays with by 533. It's got 533 themed packages below. And then we have, this one came from IO, this little shot did, and it was Evan jumping over Armando on a motorcycle. So that was one of the shots that they done at IO. So it's 2 new stickers. If you buy a product from 533, you'll probably get one of these in your order. And I think if you spend over $100, you get both of them. So be looking for that on coming up here soon. And thank you guys for joining, and take it easy. This is the Skip and Carter Show. Oh, if you want to support us, we have links below in the description. Go ahead and check out those links. Those links are affiliate links. So if you want anything and you want to buy anything, I think I got my favorite stuff or some of my favorite FPV gear in the links below. And that's the way to support us. But thanks for watching the Skip and Carter Show. You guys take it easy. Say bye, Carter.
See you guys later. Have a good one, guys.